Good evening. Hey, quit playing games. We are busy. Welcome to our Monday night rewatch, everyone. I am Crystal, and this is my good buddy Thom. Hey, I did it right the first time. Very excited. We are here to watch, oh my god, episode 5 of season 2 of The Wheel of Time.
Oh, it's a rough episode.
It is.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm working on it.
That's why Luna's here. That's why Luna is watching over Thom, quite literally.
We got a gnomon garden and a bill. This episode has a scene that is probably my favorite scene in the entirety of the show so far, and it has nothing to do with it being Wheel of Time.
Arosa,
what up, Arosa?
It
is simply just because she's a great actor, because that looks like a legit, like, unfettered joy in her face, and I just love this. I love this. This scene made me so happy. I don't know. She has an infectious smile. That's like, if I ever meet her, I'm gonna be like, listen, I don't care. Yeah, Avian, I don't give a shit. But your smile is infectious, and this scene in the Wheel of Time makes me happy. Thank you.
After listening to Guy, I really think they have so much fun on set. That could have been a true, just genuine, like.
They just caught it on camera, like her and Marcus goofing off or something. It's my daughter. What's up, Winter's Lady? Actually, it's not just my daughter. There was several people who took part in the ceremony where the First Sister ceremony. And one of them is currently sitting backstage with another second guest. So let's see who's what's going on back. Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Yay! Welcome.
Hello, friends. Leigh-a, what was the title we gave you when we did the First Sister ceremony?
Oh, I can't remember. That was such a whirlwind.
It was
so much chaos.
There was a lot of drinking went on.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we never drink here.
Nope.
Anywho. Hello, Koala, our favorite Aes Sedai from Down Under.
Thank you. And it's daytime, so I mean, I could day drink, but I'm drinking Nynaeve approved nettle tea, chilled nettle tea, because it's, bloody hot.
It is too cold to chill anything here.
Not only is it a daytime for you, but it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's daytime, it's tomorrow. The world is still okay, folks.
Okay, that's good to know, because every day seems like it's going to come into question.
We're a little worried over here.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
We haven't stopped worrying even in the future.
Oh, well, that's...
Sorry.
I wasn't expecting it anytime soon, at least.
Let's talk about Wheel of Time and not...
Yes.
Happy thoughts.
So, what was our What Wednesday last week? Were we excited about that?
Just a little.
Just a little bit?
Just a little.
The trailer was fantastic. Obviously, everyone has broken down the trailer a million times. We watched it live. Malkier watched it live with Kathy, and Dusty Wheel was live, and so many videos. But I mean, we have to at least talk about it for a few minutes. Koala, what was your did you have like a particular scene or like anything in it that was like, oh my God, I can't wait for that. Like, I want to see that so bad.
Well, every one of them. But I think Maiden and Nynaeve is still the one that comes to my mind, and it was such a short part of all of what we saw in the trailer, but that mixture of the horror whilst being completely compulsed in Nynaeve's face, and then that little smile that Maiden does. It is
terrifying.
Yeah.
That actor that plays Mogideon, her name, I'll shout it out in 5 minutes, is fantastic. Like, she's so freaking creepy. And I feel like she's the Leah Costa, thanks.
Thanks, Gnome.
That's it. Thank you, Gnome Garden.
She's definitely like, I feel like the only person who can make that like the Lloyd Christmas haircut from Dumb and Dumber, like you said, Crystal. She makes that
really
scary.
bad bangs.
Yeah. She looks like Jim Carrey's character from Dumb and Dumber. Is exactly what she looks like.
Only a whole lot scarier.
Yeah, but she makes that terrifying. Like she doesn't even need to do anything. She's definitely good at being creepy for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if they're bringing. Do we know if they're bringing? Oh shit! What was her name? The director that loves that does a lot of horror. I forgot her name. They brought her in for season 2 because they wanted to dial up the horror, and they did a great job with all the episodes that she was in. And I'm just wondering now if they're bringing her back. I can't remember her name. I'll find it in a second. But what about you, Leigh-a?
Honestly, it was all so overwhelming, and I feel like every time somebody, when that question gets asked and somebody answers it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that one," and then like, I can't go down.
Sanaa Hamri. It was Sanaa Hamri. I beat Yeoman Garden to it. Anyway.
I love it when those answers just pop into your head. Yeah, so like I can't choose just one. It's just all like it just seems so intense, and I'm very glad we're doing it episodically, because I feel like if they released them all at once, I want to binge it all at one point.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're gonna have time to take a breath in between the episodes, digest it, process our emotions.
I mean, we need that. We're Wheel of Time fans. We have to theorize and talk about it to death. This is how this works. Like, I feel like the show like would have had such a
welcome, Akeem.
Yay! What's up, Akeem? Like a much more negative reception if they dropped it all at once like that. I feel like people wouldn't have liked it as much.
For sure.
I definitely thought you would have picked the rings, though. I mean, what do you think of the rings then? What do you like?
I am so excited for it. I can't wait. I'm trying to manage expectations, because it's going to be different than the books, obviously, because it seems like it's Rand and Maureen.
Speaking of the books, Fires of Heaven is our spoiler level for today.
Okay.
Which is, we can talk about the rings. So.
Yes.
Oh, like, yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
so a certain person gets tackled through a certain doorway at the end of that book.
Yeah, I'm very interested in it. It seems like we're possibly going to see some of Maureen's visions, which we didn't really. We got her just saying like, I did this and like this. I did 1, 2, 3 in the books, and it never turned out well, and we didn't really get anything. So if we're going to get more, that's fascinating. I am interested to see Rand's visions from the glass columns. But there's like so much more in the season that happens. So, and I know I'm on an Aiel talk show.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
and we kind of like all of us get kind of shoehorned into like Aiel experts, which I think we might be like.
I mean, at this point, just from all the questions that you get, you must be.
Yeah, but I like so much more stuff than just the Aiel. So yes, I am excited for all the Aiel stuff, but I'm excited for the Two Rivers. I'm excited to see where they deviate from the books, because, and that's one thing that I really do love about the show is they do deviate from the books, and if they did exactly what was in the books, we would bitch about that. So,
of course,
too boring. Yeah,
I know, right? I want to be surprised. I'm excited for what I'm about to be surprised with.
Me too.
So
yeah, and we'd be much more able to go, oh, they didn't deliver that line very well, but because we get it, it's like we're always watching it from someone else's point of view rather than how RJ wrote whatever that scene was in the book, or if it happened off page, we get to see it. And I find, because I'm re-listening to the books all the time, and I'm trying to do a lot of re-listening to the last few books because they're the ones that we've all read or listened to the least, just because of time. So I'm trying to kind of, embed myself in them. And so many times now, just one little thing will happen and I'll just go, oh, okay, that's why they did that way in the show, because we actually have seen that happen before. And I won't say some of them because they are, later on.
Yeah.
But it's not the scene from the books later on, but it's like, it's not unheard of for that to happen. And that's something I'm loving, is that every change is so intentional and so actually rooted in the books, even if it is completely different to the books.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
Yeah. And one of the in that same exact vein, like of how you're saying that, like, taking certain things that happen in the universe and in the world and in the books to other characters in other times and other situations, they can use those same things, because, and something that I say all the time is, they have the entire series available to them to pull from. Where when Robert Jordan was writing this, I promise you, when he was writing Fires of Heaven, he could not look ahead to Crossroads of Twilight, and I'd be like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. Like, he could not do that, I promise. So like, it's
he knew
cool
how
that
some things were gonna end. He didn't know how all of them.
No, it's not even just storylines.
Yeah, he didn't know the journey.
Yeah, I'm not even just talking about storylines. Like, I'm talking about, like, the one power mechanics that he invented 4 books later.
As he went.
Exactly. So like,
and then Brandon had to do a bit of that too.
Exactly.
Because the structure Brandon had still needed so much filled into it, that for him to get them to a point that RJ had left for him in his notes, he, and so, it's obvious watching the show that even if they're making changes to what we think of as the metaphysics, even if they are, it's because they're going to get the right point across. When that pays off a bit later on, that is going to be spot on, so
Absolutely.
It makes it a joy to be surprised and to be, what the hell is going to happen next? Just a pure joy.
As a Wheel of Time fan, when A Memory of Light came out, like, we were like, we're never going to get the experience new Wheel of Time content ever again. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
So, like, being able to be surprised again by the Wheel of Time is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
The notes that Brandon got from RJ, like you said, reminded me of a story that he told about, like, he's like, some of the notes that I got were like were Robert Jordan making notes to himself in his own personal shorthand, that how he referenced things to himself. So, like, a lot of this, not a lot, but he said, like, I had entries in his notes that were him talking to himself in his own shorthand. So, I couldn't figure that out. But also, he said specifically there was a Perrin where was like, okay, and then we're going to do this with Perrin. But that was all, like, the only reference to what this was that sentence. And he's like, okay, so, some of it, like you said, was fully written out and it just needed to get cleaned up. But some of it was like Perrin's entire arc in the last book, we'll do this with was a sentence that he had. So that's a fun thing to think about for for Brandon's sake, especially where he was with his career when he first came into it, because he was baby Brandon back then. Which I have to share again. I mean, it'll embarrass. It might be embarrassing for Matt, but I don't care. Oh, did I? Oh no, I got rid of the picture. I still have the pictures. I just took it out of the
archive thing.
Yeah, this thing.
The thing Bob.
What's the placement of the stuff? Yeah.
We found pictures of baby Hatch from Jordan, the first Jordan. No, the second or third Jordan. Yeah, so I had to embarrass him, but then I also pulled up pictures of me because I didn't want to just embarrass him. But that was just sorry. The baby Brandon thing reminded me of that, because there's also an image of baby Brandon that I found too. All right, here we go. So there's baby Matt Hatch, and as a bonus, Sarah Nakamura before she was Sarah Nakamura.
Aww.
Yeah.
How fantastic.
And this was the first Jordan Con that I brought my hammer to, which is behind me, but you can't see me right now. So there it is. The hammer on the wall over there. So it was the first time I brought that to a con, and Brandon had to play with my hammer. And this is Brandon pre-suit jacket Brandon. This was before he did suit jackets, and he just wore his button-ups with his nerd shirts. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Much more just came from the magic table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was when he would come back then, he didn't have like a team. You know, it was him, Peter, and Karen. That was it.
Wow.
And his wife would his wife still kind of did his schedule, but not really seriously like she does now. So like, you know, she would, since I was his handler, she would email me and stuff. And Brandon would definitely stay up until 3 or 4 in the morning, just playing Magic. And she would have to put a shut down to that when she started coming. But famously, she mentioned to me, she said, if I don't put sleep into his schedule, he won't do it. So yeah, that's how he
can somebody do that for me at cons?
I know, right? Speaking of cons, what's our next conventions that we're going to see you guys at? Are you going to be coming in from the Island of Madmen and the future Koala for any conventions?
Yeah, I'm coming to WhatCon.
Yay! That's fun. I'll also be at
WhatCon. I'm now on staff at WhatCon, so you've got a good chance you'll see me every year.
What are you doing for WhatCon?
Registrations coordinator.
Okay, cool. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Important job.
My Google heard me and thought I was talking to her. Oh, and funny enough, my Google Home voice I changed it to an Aussie voice.
Oh,
I don't know why. It was that. Well, yeah, but it was. It's a fantastic accent. It was. The choices were that, but like an American accent, an Aussie accent, and like a really posh British accent that I didn't like.
That sounds judgmental.
Yeah, it does. It definitely sounds like she was being mean to me the whole time. So what are we watching tonight? Damane is tonight. So we saw one of my favorite scenes. I have another favorite scene from this season? Do you guys, from this episode specifically? You know what it is? Can you figure out what it is? What's your guess?
One with Leandrin in it.
It's a single shot. It's one shot, an image, like Ayula smiling. It's Ishamael.
It's from that same scene. No.
Ishamael and Rand staring at each other in bed.
Oh,
okay. That. Yeah.
So that is a fantastic scene. It's hilarious. I was so happy when they put out that blooper reel that they had bloopers from that scene.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, because that's all I could imagine.
Yeah,
that's like the two of them laying nose to nose in bed. Like they had to say some funny shit to each other. Like that's all I could think about.
Or just laugh because you're so close and like you're just like it's such a reaction.
Leah, I don't know if you heard this. So when did you hear last week or a couple weeks ago when Guy was on? Guy, we were talking about Fairs. And Guy let slip that Fairs is like a big time D&D player.
Yes, I was on. I came late because we had cat club. My neighborhood has a cat club. I did come on for that, and I lost my shit. And I was like, oh my god, if he ever comes to a con, I'm running a D&D game with him, because I ran one at WatCon 2 years ago that Dr. Livingston and Dr. Livingston's son played in, which was not stressful at all.
Yeah, not even a little.
Not at all. Good. But it went really well, and so if Fairs comes,
what did Dr. Livingston play? Do you remember?
He was an Ogier.
Oh, that's awesome.
An Ogier barbarian. Yeah.
Did he try to do like like a loyal voice or anything?
He totally did. It was so good.
That's fun.
It was so good.
Do you play any games like that, Koala? D&D games?
No, I don't. I mean, I did D&D a little bit. I'm not going to tell you what year that would have been because some of you probably weren't even born.
A couple of years ago. Just a few years ago.
Just a few years ago. But no, and I stay away from it all because I already do so many things, and I know that I would be just sucked into the vortex, and yeah. So I just have to say to myself that there are limits to what I can do.
That's fair. But you do play games because that's what I was playing before.
I do.
Yeah, that's what I was playing. That's what I had when we went live.
Yeah.
Are you doing another printing for this year's WatCon?
No. No. So, I know. Look,
it's a lot of work, and now you actually have a job at WatCon.
It's a time factor thing. I mean, that that was a year's work to create those.
Yeah.
I will have a season 3 Cards of Time.
Oh yeah.
So there will, there will be those. But we are planning new questionnaire cards for the following year. So that will give us more time to have absorbed season 3 and make a season 3 set. And we're also thinking, because we had the fandom set in the first year, and so when we do the season 3 set, we're also going to start What Idol sets. So we'll take lines out of What Idol songs with bits out of other songs so that you can mix and match them together.
Oh, that's fun.
I think that will be a lot of fun as well. And so time factor was, let's take the pressure off a little bit, plan it out, and we'll do another run. And when we do that run, we'll be able to offer some reprints of the first years, but it always depends how many get printed as to what the price will be. So and I mean, it was about 60 hours work just to plan and execute that Kickstarter, let alone make all the cards.
It was fantastic.
It went
and that's why it worked really well. From the external
point of view, it went really well.
It was so exciting, wasn't it, Leigh-a, to be
but you are doing the trading cards, you said, for a season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say
I've already started working on the trading cards, so yes, they are a definite.
Just for the purposes of I know at least Akeem probably doesn't know what we're talking about. So I just want to real fast. There's a certain card game that plays similar to this that no one knows about, but I'm sure you could figure out if you look at the colors of the cards. It basically, our cards here will say things like Sarah Nakamura loves blank even more than Dr. Pepper. And then you have you have your black cards here that have things like, which I'm pretty sure is true. Can you see? Right, there we go. Randwich. Yeah, Randwich. Which is very true.
Everyday Negroes. Yeah.
And then the other cards that we were talking about are don't get me wrong, the game is fun and the stuff that's on it are the collectible cards, because we're nerds and we need collectible cards. And
then you bring them everywhere with you, or at least all the Wheel of Time events, and you actively trade them. So
it's so fun. And then of course I did the Mat Cauthon Classic Gambler deck as well. So that's a regular pack of playing cards, but all Mat themed. So the suits and the picture cards are all Mat themed, using both Barney and Donald. Yeah.
And I got if you check in the Discord, not Discord, the YouTube description of the video, description and Discord got interchanged in my head. I have everyone's links to all of their stuff. We have ThreeFolkTalk down there, and Time to Roll the Dice,
Beautiful.
and Cards Against Time. So go down there and check and look at those things, and go to their social medias and follow them and all that stuff.
And maybe you could add in Delving the Chronicles, which is the podcast
that is also
that I'm in with Dana Luzul and Beth Domon and Morshadi. And that's a lot of fun.
I can the lineup alone it's impossible for it not to be fun.
Yeah.
What was your?
We try to delve into things about the Wheel of Time that are not like, let's follow this story or this person. So we've looked at, what is a utopia, and how did, real world, not real world utopias, there's never been one. How do, other world or like outside of Wheel of Time stories, match in with the utopia. And we just did 3 episodes on the glass columns and intergenerational trauma with the Aiel and things like that. So we try to sort of do more ephemeral topics,
thematic,
stuff, rather than the way other podcasts are doing brilliant jobs of going through the story, and I consume lots of that content. So just something a little bit different. That's
fun. A little bit higher level thinking of things, like looking at things at a bigger picture.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. This is a great question. I would still, they wouldn't be sanctioned, but what this provokes in my head, I feel like, which is, would a Raven Trolloc be sanctioned? And tell me what you guys think. The first thing that popped in my head is, I kind of wish we had this scene in the book, like a Shanchan seeing a Raven Trolloc and what that would do to them. You know what I mean? Like, they would have to have like a religious level reaction to that, because of how, like, what would the omen be for seeing a Raven Trolloc? They don't have Trollocs over there, so it's not like they don't know. They may not even know that there can be a Raven Trolloc.
Oh my gosh, that is really blowing my mind right now.
I can only imagine what they'd interpret from that, like as a screen or whatever.
I'm sure there's some sort of mutilated, like some mutant version of a Raven thing that exists as an omen. So maybe they would like take that, and then because it's so big, I don't know, multiply it by 10-fold or. Those rules are so complicated. I don't understand the omen rules.
That mirrors world religion perfectly. The speaking of rules for things, it's not really rules. It's just how the stuff works. We're going to be watching tonight. We're watching episode 5, Damane. We're going to be watching with the handy dandy watch party feature that we've been using, Teleparty. If you haven't done that with us yet, this link will prompt you to download a web extension. It is totally legit. It was made by Netflix, so it's not like we're trying to steal your data or anything. It's a real web
Netflix. Real. Everybody has everything anyway. Like,
right?
It's all out there anyway.
I just have to refresh the page and wait for the watch party to that we were in before to shut off, so I could start a new one. There we go. Okay. So here's the link to the watch party if you would like to join us and watch through the watch party. And here's the link for my friends that are in the call with us so that they can click on it. And you just click on that. You might have to sign back into Amazon if you haven't downloaded this and done this with us already. But other than that, I have our handy dandy clock as per usual, so you can line up to try to match the timestamp of where we are in the show. And that will give people a couple of minutes to get that set up. So where oh shit, I forgot to shut off the thing where people can't click on it.
Yeah.
All right. Cancel on this one.
Everyone got very excited.
We were ready to watch.
I'm going to use a new link. I forgot to turn off the thing where people can click on stuff, and I forgot we can't have nice. Yeah, we can't have nice things.
Close out and redo.
Yeah, close that one.
Jump ship.
And we'll do another one in a second. I forgot we can't have nice things.
No.
You just have to make sure that you micromanage down to the nth degree.
Buttons, Tom.
Yes.
Yeah, because if there's buttons, people can push.
Right.
People will push the buttons.
You're not wrong.
Oh yeah. I'm as bad at that as anyone. It's like, oh, look, I can do it. And then people go, don't do it. Oh, just a little bit more.
Just one time.
Now I am the only one with the power.
Good job.
Yes,
we're so
you
proud
have
of
the
you, Tom.
power.
So that is so I just posted the second batch again. So that should be the new link. And I will send it again to my friends here so that they can click on it. And I'm the only one with the power now. So when you join that link, you'll just see a stationary image of the opening scene. And I have the timer set up still too. Anyway, okay, here we go. So we did see some more stuff from the trailer that I wanted to bring up, and I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. Leah, you mentioned the two rivers in just now a second ago. And one of the things that we see in those two river scenes is a character that we all pretty much knew was coming and figured out who she was. But now we got the confirmation and we get to see her. We got Aiel.
Yay!
So what do we think?
Can't wait.
She's perfect.
Mm-hmm. I think she looks great. And the stuff that I went and Googled some of her, like, to see if I could find her acting. I couldn't, but I saw her like talking in like interviews and stuff in a couple of YouTube videos, and she's very animated. And like obviously she's not acting on screen in those things, but she's she is, I'm sure she puts on a front when she's on the media. So and she seemed genuine and very comfortable. So I'm excited to see her stuff, but so we know the white cloaks are going to be in the two rivers because we saw them in the fighting there. Do you guys think we're going to get some version of the Pat and Fane interaction with the white cloaks and Pat and Fane's presence in the two rivers from the books?
I do.
So you think Pat and Fane's going to be with the white cloaks in some form or fashion in the two rivers arc that we're going to get?
I do, because I don't know. It wouldn't make sense for him to pop up in Tanchico or in the Waste. So I think that's where we're going to see him.
Okay. Do you so again, this is going to be spoilers for book 4, which is Before Fires of Heaven. So we're good on that front. Do you think the unfortunate events that befall Perrin's family are gonna happen again?
I do.
Okay.
Because I think that that everyone is, so when I say everyone, non-book readers, and I often think about more that they're doing most of these things for the impact for the non-book readers.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody that haven't read the book are devastated with Perrin's loss. Yeah. And so for him to get back there and have more loss is going to have an impact that it may not have had if they hadn't already seen him struggling still with his grief over that. And so that's what I think.
See,
I didn't even think about it from that angle with the adding the wife onto it.
I think the opposite. We haven't really heard a lot, really, for the most part, about his family at large. It's been mostly focused on Layla. So I don't, like, if they all of a sudden bring in this other, like, he
obviously has a mom and a dad. He's
the family that he grew up with, but we hear, Rand talks about his dad, Mat talks about his sisters and his, like, not really his parents, but his sisters. Yeah. So there isn't that familial oh wow, words hard, connection.
Yeah.
So it's mostly been tied to Layla. Like Perrin's not yearning to go back to his family. So I personally feel like it would just be kind of out of the blue, kind of we're just going to punch you in the face because we can type thing. Whereas I want to give Rafe and the writing team the props that if they wanted to do something like that, they would have built it into the storyline a little bit, even just a little bit leading up to this. Like him saying like, oh yeah, I do miss home. I do miss my family. Like it hasn't happened at all. So
good
anyways,
point. Good point.
Yeah. So and the apple tree might be for Layla. I think somebody just said that in chat.
Yeah, and Rapunzel said my exact thought too. He never mentions them in the books either. Like even when he leaves, he talks about Mistress and Master Luhan more than anything else. Like we really don't hear about his family until
good point.
Yeah, I think maybe there's a scene in Eye of the World where he's like, I wonder what my parents are doing, but that's like it. Like it's not like I think I can vaguely recall Perrin saying the word parents at some point.
Yeah, I could see them doing it just as another tie to home, like another tie to the two rivers.
Yeah.
The only reason
I don't think we'll see anything of it. I think we will just
literally
get the devastation that's happened there, and all of your family's gone as well. But I have already been wrong on quite a few things, so I'm willing to say this is what I reckon, and then later go, yep.
Yeah,
wrong.
I'm often wrong, as we all know in this. My theories end up being wrong more often than not in this for this show,
which is the fun of it, isn't it?
Oh yeah. The main. I don't want Perrin to have his whole family die and like Marcus to have to act these scenes or anything. Like it's not like I want that to happen, but I kind of do. Or at the same time, because that's the scene in the book with Perrin is one of my favorite scenes in the entire series. It's such a powerful scene when he crushes the glass it's a tin cup, like a pewter goblet. Pewter cup. He crushes it in his hand and then he tries to bend it back into shape and like and it's not even his reaction that is powerful for me. It's everyone's reactions around him. That is
and their reactions to his apparent lack of reaction. When in fact he is reacting and
on the inside he's reacting, which I also get. I've been wanting, like, since they announced the show, I've mentioned a few times, like and I always say, like, I don't hope they kill Perrin's family, but I kind of hope they kill Perrin's family because I really want to see this scene. I feel a little bit bad about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree.
Are there any other scenes like that that you guys can think of that, like, from the series that, like, you want to see it, but you don't want to say, like, I want to see this, like, because it's horrible? There's so many.
Yeah, because the term's out there, so I don't think it's a spoilers, but do might as well's. Yeah. Like, it's in the books, it's devastating. So there's a reason people talk about it continually. That's like, even if you haven't read up to that point in the books, you've probably heard the term do might as well's. And that level of just blunt brutality in warfare. And
which is more information than we need to give. Right now.
So, anyways,
but backing on that, just the bit we've seen of the Battle of the Two Rivers is so much more epic than I expected. You know, because it's only a village, and yet there's this whole Helm's Deep feeling to it that it's building up to other things that will then happen in the season. Like, this battle is going to be so much better than any of the ones we've seen in season 1 or 2.
Speaking of
Battle of the Bastards level, and
it's only going to keep going up. So and Aiel,
wrong way.
She likes her knives.
I love that we have like makeshift weapons. Yeah, like it looks great, and of course the images are super dark. So
the old blood runs deep.
Yeah. I can't wait to start seeing like the two rivers being put back together, probably right in the beginning, and then just being torn apart again, and torn apart even before the Trollocs get there by its own people, so that they can maybe fight them off. Like that's exciting. Like, I'm very excited to see this. And
Absolutely, and I did get to see a little one shot in the battle where I can actually see the one of the pieces that I got off the Two Rivers set.
Yay! Oh, one of the shots in the fight scenes.
Yeah. So if you can see that,
yeah, I'll get it. Oh, yay!
Yeah,
I've seen a few of those floating around.
Yeah, so when we were in Prague and we got to go to the set, we found a little bunch of these in one spot that hadn't been gotten rid of, and everyone was laughing at me because I'm like, I'm getting a bag, I'm taking them all. And they're going, what? And I'm saying, no, we can't go back to Malkirikon and say to people, oh yeah, look, I got this one thing, and oh yeah, if you want to drive an hour and a half and walk through the bush and you can pick one up yourself. It's like, no, we got to just grab them.
You gotta take them.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but I've been trawling looking for them because they're not the top of the outside palisades, but they are part of the internal palisades. I finally saw them in the trailer, and I was screaming. There they are.
That's so exciting.
Maybe it's this.
And they look great, but you can actually go like that because they're foam.
Oh wow!
I'm trying to find the other. There's another shot of the Two Rivers fight earlier in the video.
And that shot of Loial walking through the ways is fantastic.
Oh no, it's not that one. Okay, I thought I had it, but it wasn't there. I can't wait to see what they do with Loial. Like seeing Loial sprinting toward the camera with a weapon is extremely exciting. Oh, there you go. There's Loial on the ways.
I have a theory, and I'd be interested to know like what you all think, but what Leigh-a thinks. My theory that I put forward is that Loial is going to take Gaul's place.
You go first, Leigh-a.
Bane and Chiad will give a lot of the Aiel lore, but Loial is going to become Perrin's buddy so that he can have something to do every season.
Okay, in that way, like the person that follows Perrin around.
I'd prefer we have Gaul. I want Gaul, but
yeah, right.
I'm not convinced that we're going to get him. And when I saw that scene with Perrin, Bane and Chiad and Loial walking from the Manetheren Waygate to the Two Rivers, and then Loial with Bane and Chiad running, which I presume is they're running to lock the Waygate, or they're coming back from having locked the Waygate. And I just thought, you know what? Loial is going to do stuff with Bane and Chiad, and he's going to take on. And can you? Oh, we can't go. I can see Loial doing Gaul things in the last book. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
But I hope I'm wrong.
Not that we don't like him, but you could erase that character, and it's not.
I want Gaul, but I can see Loial being able to be that steadfast buddy.
So that makes me think that they're running from already having locked it. Like they've already, because doesn't he look? He looks like he's joyful here as he's running.
It does look like a
smiling. I reckon they're coming back afterwards.
Yeah.
There was also a number of battles that they did in the woods. So.
Yeah, they fought a ton of Trollocs, and it does look like they're running out of the woods. So 100% on board.
It could be any of those scenes in Fires of Heaven. Like, wait, what? No.
Yeah,
Lord,
sure.
Whatever book that was.
Yeah, 4 or 5. What was it? Who cares at this point? As long as we don't go past Fires of Heaven, it doesn't matter. Where you going, Luna? Oh, he's going to get some food. Okay, so I think that's perfectly enough stalling for us. Thanks for that. He's right here. He's just walking across the whole ship.
It's his show. He can do what he wants. Leave him alone.
It's true. So he gets that privilege.
Yeah, I set my cat spot up, but nobody's taking it. They're all sleeping they're all in here, but they're sleeping other places.
Of course, that's exactly what happens. He was
mine
just
are, mine are all out in the trees.
he started sleeping on my desk before I put the bed there, so then I just put the bed there so that he would not just be laying in the middle of the desk.
Yeah.
He's back again. He's going back the other way now. He's going back to his bed. All right. I'm gonna get ready to press play on our show now, so hopefully people have had time to queue it up. And I will simultaneously press play on the timer so that you can line that up as well for people that are following in that manner. Okay, here we go. We're gonna press play in 3, 2, 1, and go. So now if you're watching in the thingy, and it should be playing, and we are lined up pretty good. Oh, and Abdul Silas, Eamon Valda. I fucking I never thought this sentence would come out of my mouth, but I fucking love Eamon Valda.
Right, one of my favorite characters in the show.
Yeah,
I really am upset how these pure evil characters from the books are extremely attractive. And I've got mixed feelings about them.
Yeah. Everyone is extremely attractive. I don't think anyone in this show is not extremely attractive.
I mean, just
and they've just got so much depth to them.
Oh, especially the villains, though. The villains and everyone says it, and it's absolutely true. Like this season this show has done so much for the villains in the Wheel of Time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really has.
Yeah.
Another thing I love with that Maggedian scene is the way she touches Nynaeve's face and how using that non-consensual touching someone as they're a baddie if they touch someone's face, because Leandrin does it to Moraine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, that's cool. I wonder what was it? Do you remember the movie or what the genre was?
Oh.
He's so charismatic too. Like he's got such charisma.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like he dominates the scenes that he's in the season.
And they're all some of the best facial actors that I've ever seen.
Oh, they emote so well.
Yeah. It's just mind-blowing.
Absolutely. How do you guys feel about the Shanchan aesthetic?
Love it so much.
It's terrible.
I think it works. It's outrageously what the fuck? Yeah.
It's way over the top, and you can definitely tell that.
Oh shit! You see my girl's hair in the background? Look like she had a net, like an owl on her head.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's 100% over the top. It does. And
it's all about the status. You can tell.
Oh yeah.
The opulence that has been put into it, and it's almost France before the French Revolution, where everybody was just spending all of their money to have the latest styles.
It's definitely a show of economic status for sure. But I feel like the other layer to that is like the level of impracticality to what you're wearing directly correlates with your status politically.
Yeah.
I had never noticed that Duckaval behind Turak with the 3-tiered stack of snacks. I only just saw that for the first time.
I saw that too just now.
I was like,
oh, this makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
how many times did they have to practice that one?
But I feel like they too many, and then they cut it and just used a cut for it because it was I feel like it was a cut. and like the impact of that is so big too when you think about like how long it it would take to grow your nails that long. Like that's got to be like years and years and years. Like,
did we ever determine whether those were rings that they put like rings, or are they the actual nails?
Like in the story of the show, those are their nails.
Yeah.
Well, so in the show, they grow their nails out because they do have the it looks like ring attachments.
Yeah. There are scenes where she's not wearing the rings, and you can see
and you can see it still. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's this episode. No, that's a later episode.
Yeah. During the party scenes.
Okay, I'll have to.
Because it looks like they're attached to.
The
rings.
Yeah. But that's, obviously
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Movie magic. That's their, like that's what I was saying. Like in the show, like to the characters, yes, they grow their nails. Not the real people. But again, I think that's a type of thing that would probably correlate directly to your status, is like the level of accoutrement you put on your nails.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably wouldn't be able to buy them just anywhere. You would probably have to have permission to buy them, so she can't just go and buy a set and put a new set on.
So they grow their nails, but like the ring has like a guide for the nail.
That's a good point.
Right.
Which probably answers Glenn's question there.
And it would strengthen,
Mm-hmm.
I reckon haven't...
I was gonna say, could you imagine being like a member of the Blood, and like some people have weak fingernails, like flimsy fingernail. Could you imagine? There you go. Like
it's me too.
Like, oh man, I can't. Like I guess you can't be royalty. You can't grow your nails.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I have to get my nails done, is because they are super thin, super sharp, and they break all the time. So if I don't have, because I use that dip gel stuff and to basically as a thickener. Otherwise, I will have. You can tell when I don't get my nails done because I have scratches.
They have people like that. They don't have to. They have people who do.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything though. Yeah.
I know they.
Yep.
Oh, this part. Oh, it's so gross.
Mm-hmm.
The saw, though, getting to see the saw in her eyes is fantastic.
And we just won't the way you see all the black threads.
Yes. The Dark One's touch is evident.
Oh,
so good.
Yeah, that looks so cool.
So creepy.
I wonder what it'll look like if it, is if there's more of them in her eyes for some reason.
Or if it's more regular.
Yeah. But I like the idea, like one of the things that we talked about a lot before the show comes out was if when the Forsaken die, like they die in the books, if the ones come back, is the Dark One gonna bring people back in new bodies? i.e., are they gonna have to hire new actors for these characters, in the show? And I think I settled on no, they're not going to do that, because that would, you're going to ask these big actors like Natasha O'Keeffe to come on for a season or two, and then like we're going to bring your character back, but not you. Like that would be insane.
Yeah.
So I think, what do you guys think? Is this evidence of that? Is this like evidence of this is how the Dark One resurrects people?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But the fact that we see Faris in the poster.
So I don't think it's necessarily a resurrection.
It's actually him. And he is a fair way back. So it could be that we're going to see Age of Legends scenes, flashbacks of things, but I just think because they put him on the poster, they're saying, he's going to be there. But is he going to be called Moradin? Because I guess that's what I can't work out is like, are they going to call him Moradin when he comes back? Like,
yeah. And
so
the idea of having just new actors have to be like coming in the wings on these. Like I feel like as an actor that would not be fun. Like they wouldn't like that. God, the brutality.
Random horse guy.
So good. It happened so fast too. I remember the first time seeing it and be like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, that's exactly like, did that just happen? Did that just happen? I think I shouted that a few times at Erin when we watched it.
So unnecessary, because he would have given her the horse in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He was already offering. And I also loved that little line where she says, where does this road lead? And he says, Tar Valon, because all roads lead to Tar Valon, and she just goes, of course it does. And I just, it gets me every time. I just immediately see Rand and Mat above Breen Springs having that conversation. And kills me.
That's a good point, Erin. She was saying like the new bodies will make it super confusing, and people were already confused about Mat. Like that already kind of happened.
Yeah, people. I could see like if there were no books and they start doing that, like the idea they're like, is Mat just forsaken now? Is he? What's going on?
True.
How did the Dark One bring him back?
And Ivan, because Ivan is a different actor this season. Yeah.
The hold on. Luna was looking to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
He's so polite when he has to go to the bathroom. Like he won't just like pee on the floor. Like if he has to go to the bathroom and he can't get to his litter box, he tells you. He definitely gives you ample warning.
Oh. That's why he's the bestest.
It's true. It's very true. And speaking of bestest, we have our bestest boys and girls.
Bestest boys. Oh, the whole pack of them. I am so jealous of Marcus getting to interact daily.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the wolf's name? I'm blanking. That wolf actor.
Oh, I don't remember the wolf's name. It always gets lost. It's something fun though.
Yeah.
It's Norwegian, I think.
IRL Hopper.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Lupininka. Kalupininka or something. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Lupin, like lupine. Yeah, no, I'm very jealous. But you know what though? It probably stinks because they're like professional show dogs and stuff, and you probably can't just pet them whenever you want.
I bet that they had training together, and so he's a pseudo handler for the dog.
Yeah, but even then, like you can't just pet trained. Like you're not supposed to just go up and like touch them all the time and stuff like that. In certain
you're trained when you can do that if you're one of the handlers. Like random people, like I'm sure. Rosamund, since she's there, I'm sure Rosamund can't just go up and pet the dog.
I'm sure the insurance companies don't want her going up anywhere near those dogs.
Seriously.
But I did read an article about how Marcus and that dog, developed quite a bond because they had to do so much together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone go real fast before he leaves because he said he has to leave. What's up, Jordan? Everyone go check the Books Immersed Kickstarter. If Jordan, put the link in the chat.
Hi, Jordan.
Yeah, because it is amazing.
Yes. I actually got to introduce someone to the soundscapes the other day. So my mom is a first-time reader. She's on book 4. And she never listened to them, but she was like, I want to do the audiobooks. And I was like, okay, but wait, you have to hear this. And I played a little clip of it. That's
so cool.
Oh, you're awesome. You're awesomer.
Truly.
Yeah. You're more awesome.
I would I imagine I would be if I was on the show in any capacity, not as an actor, but like as like a key grip or some nonsense, I would be constantly getting in trouble for petting the dogs.
Tom, quit
that. Please stop petting the dogs. I'm like, no, you have to fire me. Like if there is these dogs
and the horses. And the horses.
and all of the animals. I would be they would turn around and I'd turn back and I'd be snuggling an animal. That's what would happen. Including
I feel you, brother. I feel you.
Including the Raven Trollocs.
Nice. I still need to listen to those.
I'm waiting for
And I
her
like
to
how
do
Perrin.
all of them.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, that was it. I'm waiting for her to release all of them before I listen to her. So that's it.
That's fair.
I'm
That's
done.
fair.
Go ahead, Koala.
I was going to say I love how Perrin talks to Hopper. Like Hopper's a person, you know,
Yeah.
he doesn't go, you know, there's that one time he tells him like to stay, but you know, he's there and he's explaining why he wants to do what he wants to do. And I liked how they've done that.
Absolutely, Rapunzel, that is what would be happening, and it is good to do that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Marcus, I was afraid, like, based off of the stuff that we see in this early season with him, that they were going to make being a wolf brother like a werewolf thing, like, you know, like he activated his powers and his eyes turned yellow, and now his powers aren't activated and his eyes aren't yellow anymore. So like I was afraid that he was going to like wolf out and then like it would go away. I'm glad that is not the case. Very glad that is not the case.
Yeah.
There she is.
Oh, there's
What
my
a
girl.
perfect introduction it was too, wasn't it, Leigh-a? This
It
scene
was
just
so
perfect.
Good.
So good.
Sad it wasn't Gull, but if it had to be anybody else.
Yeah.
And Aiel, oh my gosh, she smashes it. She's so good.
Speaking about smashing, Daddy Dane Bornhold there. Hold on.
Dane is coming.
Oh.
That's what he says when he finishes, by the way.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd totally be fine with that. Be
Just
like,
speaks in the
okay,
third
yeah,
person.
no, let's go.
When Dane Bornhold is aroused, he speaks in the third person. That's what everyone needs to know. Yeah, I mentioned that last week. That was silly. That was ridiculous. I found my Balsamon mask. It still had the paper flames glued over the eyes. Aiel is absolutely fantastic. I'm pretty sure everyone knows this at this point, but a fun fact that we learned about Aiel in her interviews and stuff, for those who don't already know it, was that she has two sisters who are huge Wheel of Time fans prior to show anything. And she had never read the books. So when she got cast in the show and told them, you know, she got like a Wheel of Time 101 crunch thing shoved into her face by her sisters.
Well, and didn't her sisters go, like, why would they cast you as her?
Exactly. Yeah.
Her sisters were like, what? You as Avienda? Way to support.
I wonder how they feel. How did they feel the way we do and feel that, you know, she totally embodied Avienda?
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
I love that the puppy loves Perrin too. I love like a regular dog.
Doggy.
Yes, that's true. I could probably put that one. The fact that he can also have this like kinship with regular dogs just makes me so much happier. It's something that's never like I've never thought about.
Do you think cats will hate him if he comes across the cats are going to hate him?
I wonder. There's almost no interactions with cats in the books except for by the Black Aja.
No, that's not true.
I said almost no.
Like Maureen has a couple of cats in the inns, and the girls like have cats that they switch on occasion. Yeah. There's the cat at the Wine Spring Inn.
Oh
yeah.
That is named.
We need a scratch. We need a cat brother. That's what I want. I want there to be also cat brothers.
Definitely.
To be honest, I wouldn't have mind. Like one of the things that they talked about, that like one of the Amazon executives tried to throw at the writers, like, you know, hey, you should do this, was to also have bear brothers.
So in a larger context, I'm fine with it, but they have to cut so much stuff. Don't add extra shit in.
I agree with that statement. Absolutely. I agree with that statement wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
In our
I
D&D
mean,
game,
if they wanted to give us 12 episodes per season, they can have the Bear Brothers.
Hour and a half long. They have to be longer. At least an hour and 2
Yeah,
hours.
we are reasonable people.
yeah.
You need to sit on. We need to tell Rafe you need to sit in on the negotiations with the studio.
I'm there.
Koala.
Absolutely. Or maybe make it like an outlier, like something like not canon, just riffing off of
Matt.
we finish the Wheel of Time.
Yes.
Not the Bears.
Bill, you always choose the Bears. Okay. We know anything. This is my favorite. That's one of my favorite shots too. Is that shot of Tar Valon with us in the background? Amazon replied to our comment when we posted that image, which was hilarious. It was like, what did we say? Like, oh, this is a great shot of us, at Amazon or whatever. And they replied, yeah, you're welcome. We cleaned the blood off the mountains. I was like, ah!
It's so good. This is another brutal scene.
Oh yeah.
That really amps up the horror, and I remember just like screaming, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I won't scream as loudly as I did because I don't want to blow out my mic or you guys' ears, but
I appreciate you. So what do we think? Is what she's doing here physically happening to this woman?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Marisu. What's up, Marisu?
Oh hi. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think she knows how she's got the Age of Legends knowledge and like had multiple conversations with Simrog. I think we can say Simrog, right?
Yeah. They've said it in the show.
Okay. Simrog, yeah. So like being able to pull your skin and stitch it together is probably something that they know how to do.
Okay.
It instantly made me think of Hocus Pocus, though, when I saw
I saw that. The first thing I thought too. Wait, was it Billy? Was it Billy?
Yeah. But like
Mm-hmm.
her scene, when you guys watch that, like I don't know how actors do that. Her eyes were dead. Like when there was no emotion, there was nothing. Like she had complete dead eyes as she was doing that to her. It's
oh my god,
so scary.
Pure evil. So good.
Natasha O'Keefe is a fantastic actor, man. That's a great shot too. That shot up into the it's Batman. I mean Verin.
Yeah.
I love the brown Aja in
They're
this.
so great.
So much.
They have their own little detective club. If she's Tar Valon's greatest detective, she's Batman.
Totally like redeems them from the books because they're just like
no name characters. Like we won't go too deep into it, but they don't get a lot of
they're
play.
just kind of boring, and like they're all off in their own world, and they normally have like pen marks on their noses, or they're kind of boring. Like here they are, they're the rebel librarians taking drinks out of the bottle. Like they're not even classing it up and putting it in a glass.
Yeah,
indeed, Akeem, that is Cho. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I wonder if she
isn't that exactly how it is for nerds?
That is what I was gonna say. As maybe she used compulsion to make her think her mouth did that.
Or it's like people often look at nerds from the outside and think they're just like weird and what is it that they even do?
Oh, yeah.
And they don't realize that we have a great time.
Very good time. I don't know how I feel about the ways.
It's still not my favorite, but
I mean, I like it. Like it definitely looks creepy. I like my favorite part about them. Like the part that I actually enjoy is that when the lightning strikes, you get that, you can see, and how it looks endless and like just even though there's lots of stuff going on, it feels empty.
Yes.
I think
the way they're described in the books, you wouldn't have been able to do.
No,
it's on television. Like, how do you do
endless
black is so black that the torches
but
seem to absorb the darkness? But like we'd be just going, what's going on?
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what you're saying right there. Like you're just seeing their faces.
Yeah. But even if you just see a bubble of light with them standing there, that would be boring. Like that, like that's
Yeah,
like
it wouldn't make sense either.
Yeah, it would just like all you would see of the waves is the spot on the ground that they're standing, which would be boring.
I just had a hard time with these, like ever picturing them having been something else. Do you know what I mean? Like the ways when they were traveling through them, there was, you could kind of feel what they used to be. I feel like this has always looked like this. It's terrifying.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a great point.
And it's scary, but like it doesn't look like it could have looked another way. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great point. I also agree with this. I don't think they're weird looking. Like they're whatever. They look like a magical fucking gate. They're like, hey, draw me a magical gate. And that's what they came up with.
They put it in the chat GPT, I think.
Yeah. The thing that I'm missing though are the doors. Like I loved.
I know. When they would
Well, and the vines
and the leaf.
Yeah. But again, if they had to cut somewhere.
But I believe we're going to see the trefoil leaf season 3.
I mean, we have.
Because how is Loyal going to get Perrin and 2 Aiel to the Waygate at Manetheren?
Yeah. And we did see the trefoil leaf in a deleted scene with Pat and Fane.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So we know that they exist in the show, even though it didn't make it into the actual episode footage. It was in the behind the scenes footage or whatever those stills were. Yeah. But I think that's going to add a nice new little dimension season 3 because Loyal's there's going to be some like conversation how we're going to get there and how can we open it, and Loyal will be able to go, I do know another way.
That's so good. That's so good.
The change to make it function off the 1 power is interesting, but
well, because then how's Loyal gonna lock it?
Yeah,
it's a Ter'aran'rhiod. So I think this coming season, one of the things that we're going to get a lot of explanation into, a lot of exposition of, is going to be items of the 1 power. Whether it's going to be Angreal and Sangreal and Ter'aran'rhiod, or if it's just going to be Ter'aran'rhiod and Sangreal, and they're getting rid of the tiered leveled names of Sangreal and Angreal.
Yeah, which they could do. They can just all be Angreal.
This is a stronger Angreal, and this is a weaker one.
I know. And so much of that stuff works very well in a book because you've got the time to sit and read and think about it. And
you can also see the spelling difference.
Exactly.
So you know it's a different item. Where when you hear Sangreal, and you don't know what those words are, it's...
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, they're too close to.
Yeah. Like if you didn't have the page in front of you to see that the words are different.
Look at that facial acting.
I know. The guy also told us when he was here that Jessica, his wife, who plays Lady Surat's voice, actually did shave the side of her head for her part.
Oh, she's a trooper.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
That's always something I wanted
to
do.
Wig look like shaved.
Oh my god, you can't do that. Yeah, you'd have to pull it back. Oh yeah.
It's too hard.
Yeah, without like an actual professional applying the bald cap, it will never look right.
Because you're still going to have your hair there regardless of how. So it's just there's going to be some sort of
lump.
I don't know how they do it when they do it.
Perrin is.
Oh yeah. No. You're 100% right. This is
that's an important bit in the book. That he can actually let Gaul's cage down because of all the weight of everything.
Yeah, Gaul makes a face when he does it. Yeah.
I love this scene so much.
I know.
I'm most excited for next season to see Aiel fight Aiel, because we've seen Aiel kick ass, right? We've seen like any one Aiel is going to be a match for 90% of the fighters in the world, but a fully trained Aiel fighting another fully trained Aiel is something we have yet to see on the screen yet, and that is going to be exciting.
Correct.
Upcoming scene is Avienda with no weapons.
Oh yeah.
And she takes down 10, I think? 10, 12 White Cloaks. I knew this number at one point. We counted at one point, but
yeah. See, that's that. You're right. You're absolutely right, Rapunzel. In Eye of the World, Maureen does use the one power, but Robert Jordan retconned a lot of stuff out of Eye of the World because he did not have that shit figured out yet.
Yeah.
But like we said before, Rafe and the writing team have the entirety of the series to use, so they can pick and choose.
However, they had to cope with COVID.
Yes.
And then so they actually have had to kind of suddenly quickly write a few things and then try and get past it later on. So it's like, well, welcome to the Wheel of Time.
It's like, what is this?
Which is another thing I'm excited about season 3. Oh yeah, she put her veil up.
Here we go.
Choreography is just insane, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the stunt people are some of the best. Those Prague stunt people get so much work too, because Prague is becoming the new Hollywood. Like so many TV shows and movies are filming in Prague now. So all of these Prague crew, like backstage crew people, are getting a lot of work.
She just threw someone with her leg, like just.
Leigh-a, they could just cut you out and put you right in the scene, and you would.
I know. I'm so good. All right.
Yes. You would fit right in.
And there's Bornhall just like.
And like, what is going on? See, this was and this scene in particular was the one that gave me a little bit of fear that they were going to make Perrin like a werewolf, because he's not using his power at all here. Like he's not like talking to wolves or smelling or anything, and his eyes are yellow. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Come on, please don't make it like he's a werewolf. Please don't. I just don't want that. I'm so glad that it's not that.
And this is how it's going to be so beautiful watching Perrin's arc, because we had him fighting with Leigh-a and she dies. Now we've had him fighting with Avienda, who just pushes him aside and takes over in the fight. And then he's going to be fighting with Aiel. All right. And I reckon that blood kiss is their first kiss.
Yeah.
Because he would have been petrified that Aiel was going to die in that battle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of their change with putting Leigh-a in. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, you have to acknowledge they did literally the definition of fridging. Like they invented a character for the soul.
Robert Jordan, he fridged heaps.
Yeah. But I really think this is in this case of using fridging is like the best usage of it, because they really kind of repaired a toxic part of Perrin's personality.
Yeah.
With an actual background good story for it.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it's going to keep paying off.
Yeah.
Going forward, it's not going to just have paid off there in that scene. It's going to, keep paying off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're going to be able to reference it as Perrin's reasons to like being protective of Aiel and a little bit of
worry and hesitant, and like it would just taken so long because he goes through.
But you're a woman, I have to protect you. Type of.
Well, but also he was a big kid and he didn't want to hurt people, and just because he was bigger than them, he was stronger. Which is
as a person who was a big kid and had thought that way, I appreciated the mention of it, but the fact that was his sole reasoning
and over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His sole reasoning for being for the dichotomy between violence and non-violence. Like I like this version better. Like okay, be large and be concerned about hurting people. That's very nice of you. But the dichotomy of wanting to choose the way of the leaf over violence is not just because I'm big and I don't want to hurt people, but it's because violence is bad and it fucking hurts people.
Yeah, well, and like not that that's a wrong reason, but I have hurt somebody. I have experienced the trauma.
Yeah, me too.
And that whole conversation he had with Isla. Oh my gosh, I love Verin's sister.
And not just hurt somebody, right?
Your wife.
Your wife.
Hurt
not
my
hurt,
life partner
murder,
who died in my arms.
Yeah.
And possibly, by the way, I love this theory. Not sure if I invented this theory or if I heard it somewhere and I forgot where and forgot that I heard it and then remembered it. So, but I'm going to say that I love this theory. He hit her in the stomach.
Oh,
like, are we gonna think like maybe she was pregnant or she had just lost a miscarriage or something to do with that? Like, I feel like is gonna come into play in the story at some point. Because they got to choose wherever they wanted her to get hit with that axe, and they pointed it directly at her stomach.
And he'd like touched her belly.
Apple blossoms. Will they be too gross?
Ooh.
Okay, no, we're not crying right now. This is not a crying scene.
Sorry.
I
do have my tissues.
Yes. I love Verin in this scene.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
I fully say that too. Fully say that too. The Verin in this scene 100% wanted that accepted to be there when she walked in that room. She walked in that room at that time because that accepted was in that room, and she now knows that accepted is going to leave and tell everyone in the White Tower that Verin Sedai is back, and there's not a damn thing Sheriam can do about it because she is stuck in there with Verin. So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
She can't secretly text under the table like it would be able to, like she'd be able to do now to like intercept that accepted.
Yep.
God, the shade in this scene.
My non-reader friend had seen something that I'd put my Team Verin sticker on, and so she knew that I love Verin. And at the end of season 2, she was like, "But I don't get the Verin thing," and I'm like, "Just wait for it."
You're like, I have several more books worth of context.
You'll see. I like the changes to Verin in this, like making her a little bit more of a celebrity status type of. It seems like Verin is at the same level of celebrity as Cadsuane was in the books.
Yeah, she's more in touch. Yeah, she's more in touch too than she was in the books.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not
very distracted in the book. She'd be like, "Oh, there's a feather. Let me go draw that."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She comes off as like a mover and a shaker amongst the political intrigue of the Aes Sedai.
Yeah. Well, and this goes back to what I was saying, like the Brown Aja in general are not the aloof,
the foolish.
I've got this one area of study that I'm focused on and I don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
They are capable of that espionage.
Absolutely.
Trickery, which we are about to see.
Knowledge is power, and they have all of that knowledge.
Exactly.
All of it, yeah. Absolutely. And you have to remember that so much of the books is written from internal POVs and unreliable narration. So Mat is a great example because Mat was often being written from someone else's POV about what he was like.
Yeah. And then when you finally get in his
people
head.
have said Lan in the show wasn't like Lan. He wasn't hard played. The man was a fucking poet right from the beginning. Right? Just because Rand didn't see him doing that doesn't mean that what Rand saw was who Lan is.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's a brilliant way in the show where we're seeing extra depth because we're not seeing it from the same points of view.
Yeah. You've made flowers grow where I cultivated dust and stone.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That that is not the land that Rand sees.
No.
It's like, you don't think Nynaeve fell in love with a stone-faced person who shows no emotions. No. There was somebody else there.
Yeah, that and you know what it is too? That's it not all of them, but it's mostly dudes that are mad about the land thing. I feel like women understood that land had emotions more, and it was just like, that kind of toxic male bullshit, like, oh, you need to be a stern blah, 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 blah. No, man, he has emotions. Like, it's just,
I really hope that they have some version of the scene of Nynaeve and Lan in the Stone of Tear where she's about to leave to go to Tanchico, and he busts in and is so mad.
I think that's what we see in the trailer.
Yeah, and but what he says to her in that moment is so like, I think that's where that quote
and in Tanchico she's got something around her neck.
Akeem, so the Brown Aja, like Glenn said, are the librarian types, scholars. They're, but not just that,
they're researchers.
They love knowledge. They love knowledge. Any kind of knowledge.
It's what we would consider like the academics. So like almost professors, but not the like, I'm going to go teach professors. I'm working in a university because the university is going to pay me to go study my field of topic.
Yeah. And I think that what we've seen so far of Verin is the real Verin that we as book readers know, rather than the Verin that the kids saw in the earlier books. And that's why she looks so much more competent and so much more in charge, because when she was out there with the kids, she was doing the I forgot what I was saying. She was doing all that on purpose to misdirect.
So do you guys think everyone, the Shanshan, all of the Shanshan here are dark friends, or are there like forced, obedience of the hierarchy, just keeping them quiet from reporting Surath?
But do they know what Surath's doing and who she's with? Like, do you know what I mean?
They're not talking about
who he is.
They're not talking about the Dark One or what they're doing.
They did talk about their real master.
Yeah, but I see all of Surath's
Shanshan that are there.
They would just be under orders to shut the fuck up.
Okay, that's fair. I think at least some of them are also probably dark friends.
Yeah, good call. I hadn't thought about that.
For sure, some of them are dark friends.
Because I mean, they would ignore matters of the blood, absolutely. But one of the big things in the Shanshan was the Seekers of Truth, and anyone at any height can fall, especially if they're loyal to the Dark One. So,
but could they have thought that her master was Turak because she's just had a big dressing down from him?
Not with us, an Aes Sedai saying our master. You know what I mean? Like, even if they don't think it's the Dark One,
so it's good.
Yeah. Even if they don't think that their master is the Dark One, she's talking to a Marith Damane and an Unleashed One and letting her go. So like,
I don't think that they're dark. They're all dark friends, but I do think that they were all carefully selected for whatever level of loyalty. So,
yes. Sorry. Yes, Matt Stagger. The like Noman Garden said, the subtitles are client side, so you could turn yours on your.
Well, yeah, and sometimes when they don't work for me, I just turn them on and turn them back off. Like it, just do that a couple times, and they'll eventually.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah.
and I always have my subtitles on because that's how I watch television. I can't hear it without the subtitles.
Me too.
Love this.
Yes, this is a great scene.
So good.
Here we are. We're at the scene.
Open stone to make us.
This is the scene. Like, I loved every scene with Ayula so far, and obviously the fighting was fantastic.
Yes.
But this is the scene that sold me on her as Avienda.
I mean, obviously it's the boots, right?
Yes. I do love the armor too, though. It's fantastic. I love that all of the Aiel armor.
You love all the aesthetics about it, yeah.
Looks personally made, though. Like that, it doesn't look like she's wearing a uniform. It doesn't look like she's a footman from Andor. It looks like this armor was personally made for her. It looks like Bane and Shead's armor was personally made for Bane and Shead. Like I like that,
and that's been, I think, reinforced in the photos and the clips that we've seen from season 3. Is that these are not cookie cutter uniforms. No. These are not like the white cloaks that all have the same uniform, which I think, or the Shan-Chan that have the same uniform.
Yeah, so. And I think that has a deeper meaning, especially speaking to who they are. So like when you think about it as, they don't want individuals in the white cloaks. They don't, there's a conformity to not just your clothing, but thought in the white cloaks and in the Shan-Chan, where the Aiel are a much freer society and, really value the individual.
You're going to have tokens from your clan. You're going to have tokens from your stuff. Exactly. You're going to have tokens from your society. And like you are part of all 3 of those, and all 3 of those are going to have things. And I know before the show came out, that was a question that was always talked, like, how did the Aiel know when a clan was fighting a different clan, but society members don't fight each other? How do they know? It's like, dude, really? It's not that hard. Like they obviously had something about them.
Yeah. They make it a point in the books to say like somehow the Aiel know, but we can't figure it out. Like they do that all the time in the books.
Also, the Wetlanders can't see the Aiel, so
exactly. There's 20,000 Aiel on the screen right now. We just can't see them.
Yeah, they're all hiding.
They're there right now.
You Wetlanders.
I definitely. So for those who don't know, what Rapunzel was talking about before was she said she hopes Sharon brings loads of boots to WatCon. Sharon Gillam, the lead costume designer on the Wheel of Time television show, will be the guest of honor at this year's WatCon in July. So
I can't wait to meet her. I'm so excited.
So
yes,
I'm going to lose my mind.
I plan on having a cosplay. A very good cosplay for this year's JordanCon, and I hope I can get her to see it. I'm sure I will probably be able to get her to see it, but you know what I mean. You'll see. I'll talk about it.
Can't wait.
I hope she brings over boots all of the ear jewelry. There's so much. There's so many. Cool. I don't think she'd be able to bring it. I think there's too many.
I love the way they've started developing the relationship between Elaine and Nynaeve in this season. I think it's spot on. But, oh, my God, I get knocked down, but I get up again. No concussions in the Wheel of Time.
No concussions in the Wheel of Time. While they do a very good job at showing the trauma of the characters and how they actually do suffer from it, and it does affect them as a character, 100%. There's no no one ever gets a concussion in the Wheel of Time.
No, but they had to do it that way in the show because that's exactly how it is in the books.
Yeah,
they're constantly just getting like heads knocked into things and just getting up.
I will say on this one, not Rima, right?
Yeah,
Rima. Thank you.
Yeah. She can heal them, yes.
Yeah,
give them some healing. Yeah.
If she knows they have a concussion,
but it happens
second concussion in 24 hours, all that gets healed.
It's not like she could just know if she didn't delve them.
Oh, that's right. She can't heal because they're in foam.
Yeah, she wouldn't be able to heal them.
I take everything that I just said back.
Yep. All right. We'll just rewind.
Nobody heard that, right?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Just between us.
It's not permanently recorded on the internet.
No, you can't find this on our YouTube right after we stop under our videos.
At the what minute mark was that?
Yeah.
I'm just going to drink and look pretty.
That's very easy for you to do.
So well.
I can't wait to talk to her. I love all. I have no notes on the costumes. None, zero. I love them.
So good.
Every single costume.
I'm just gonna have a list of questions if I have the opportunity, like just things to geek out. I actually, so at Malkyrie Con, I was able to interview Rob and Haley. So Rob Goodwin is one of the leather workers, one of the lead leather workers, and then Haley McCallie, forgot her last name, is the lead for group costuming, and they just like there was 3 of us interviewing them on one of the panels, and they just talked. They just had stories and went back and forth.
Weren't they?
It was so good. But like, I feel like that's how Sharon's gonna be. She's just gonna be like, stories, and you won't even have to ask her anything.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing to let people do. Like when you get a group of people like that talk, like in an interview, just let them take it like that. Like especially if, like, obviously if they're on topic, but like, you know, absolutely.
No,
Speaking of
point them in a direction and let them run.
Absolutely. Speaking of group costumes, though, my favorite group costume so far that we've seen is got to be this one. The goth outfits.
Oh my god, the emo 5. Yeah,
I fucking love this. My favorite though is right here. Look at look at how look at Madeline Madden. Like, she is owning that shit. She's definitely having way too much fun in that fucking costume.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And then, of course, fucking Mogideon being a creeper.
Yeah, I reckon Elaine's having a pretty good time too.
Yeah. Oh, you're absolutely correct. But
so
look at this. Look at how she's sashaying. That's a sachet. She's sashaying.
So I will say,
the court.
If I was Natasha O'Keefe in this, I'd be like, why don't I get a new costume? Like, I wore this last season. Why don't I get a new one? Why do I have to wear the same thing? Because they had so many iterations of that costume.
Yes.
That they made. So they made a couple of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. They usually have like 5 or 6 of the same ones too.
Yeah.
This is the bodice, the lacy thing that she wears that made me think that because it looks a lot like Lanfear's, and I was like, she's the dark friend.
You have
okay. Yeah.
It's like Sharon's trying to tell us,
wasn't it? I couldn't figure out, was she going to be the dark friend instead of Bethany's, and it was just great.
I was convinced it was her.
It was looking like that was the way they were going.
Yeah. It was the other thing that I love about the costuming is specifically Avenier's and the Kyrians is the mixture of the Japanese and French aesthetic.
Yeah.
And Sharon and Davina really also loved playing with that as well.
Oh yeah.
That was one of those situations where when I interviewed them, when I brought it up, what was it like being able to play with, these two very different aesthetics.
Oh, here's your scene.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're fine. They both did, like you said, they launched into a story.
See my body reacting.
How many times did they have to film that without Yosha like making some sort of reaction,
Right.
Yeah. I could imagine. I would just giggle. I would just and then spit in the person's face, and then you would just laugh for 10 minutes because you do that, and then you have to calm down. But then somebody else
everything makes you laugh after that.
Yes, exactly. And you're not looking at each other.
Natasha O'Keefe also, by the way, when she was laughing there, she did a great job of making it look sexy, happy, and terrifying at the same time.
I also love the white shirt. This makes me think of the scene from the books where she wants to change and she wears Rand's shirt,
Yes.
Yeah, when she's Celine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I reckon that was a deliberate little nod to us. So
that's really
I love it.
That's really cool. The mantelpiece above the headboard on his bed is the wolves taking down the deer, like from the. That's cool. That's cool.
Oh.
That's brilliant.
So many great Easter eggs all throughout.
Yeah.
Do it, Winter's Lady. The pajama. This is going to be her cosplay. The white pajama costume.
You gotta do the
do it.
eye too. Just.
Oh yeah. Or grow a beard like Fresh Ferrets.
Yeah, I mean,
this bit's so good.
I know it's not this episode, but I think the Lanfear one that just looks like she's in a casual day business suit. Yeah. I want that. Like, I'm going to make those pants one of these days. I'm going to make that shirt. Because I could just like roll out of work and then roll into convention and be cosplaying. Exactly. And nobody at work would know I was cosplaying.
Mogideon's insane. Grendel's vain. And the boys can't complete anything. So like,
yeah.
So we got the two.
Mm-hmm. So all right. So we don't know.
Confirmed.
We don't know the names. Well, we don't know the names of any of the male Forsaken yet.
I think they said Samuel at one point.
She says Samael,
yeah,
but
they have said Samael in a different scene. Yeah.
But they refer to the rest of them as the boys.
The boys.
Yeah. So who do you guys think are going to be the others?
Ravine
is top of my list.
Yeah, so absolutely. It says Modian, Ravine, Samael, and Ishamael. Okay. Yep.
I think
I am dying on that hill. I spent so many hours on that breakdown of the seals and the statues and how they all add up. Yeah.
I do think Damodred, and I think they're going to dump Agenor, because Agenor was one of, like, Asmodean and Agenor out of the male Forsaken were the two most unique.
Samael's going to do a lot of Ravens.
Yes.
Heavy lifting.
Because they have to combine.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. To make sure we hit the right points that we need to.
To be fair, the Forsaken had some of the weakest backstories in
the male Forsaken. The male Forsaken.
Yeah.
Look, the female Forsaken have fascinating backgrounds.
Yeah. All of them but Lanfear's. Well, her reasoning for joining the Shadow. Lanfear was cool. She was some sort of research scientist. We don't know like of what, but she was some sort of metaphysical research scientist. But joining the dark side because she's because she's jealous of Ilyena's Lews Therin's wife, essentially. She wants to be with Lews Therin.
Well, she never got the credit. She was always, and this is from how far in the companion are we allowed to go?
I mean, you could talk about Lanfear's life in the Age of Legends as long as it doesn't spoil story from the book.
So she was always the assistant. She was never the head researcher. And she was the assistant to the person who was digging the bore.
Yeah. Just not that, again, though, not that interesting. Like, not.
Yeah. No, but actually that's fascinating. But
drilling the bore is fascinating, but I want recognition is not interesting. Like, I invented Trollocs and
and she was the second Forsaken. So she wasn't even the first. So it's not even like she just threw a temper tantrum and then joined. Like, it took a while for her to be like, you know what? Fine. You guys, screw you guys, whatever. I can go, like, I access this power. I can go. It's petty. I agree. It's petty
and boring for me.
But I mean, she's kind of petty.
Yeah. They like I said, the show has done wonders for the villains of the Wheel of Time, and I hope it and I think that will continue with the Forsaken as well.
Yeah.
And for me personally, it did so for Nynaeve because I was not a big fan of early book Nynaeve.
Nope, me either.
Nah, mainly because was it the same reason as it was for me? So mine was because she can never admit a mistake. And like she would omit information
to make herself look better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, or make herself not look bad at the very least. She would leave out things that she did or experienced because she thought it would make her look bad. And that annoyed me about her. That was the thing that made me that frustrated me about her. And the fact that they made her a little bit older so she would be, you know, kind of grown out of that was nice.
I was going to say something about the full read through, but then I'll just realize can't talk about that.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But I will say, once I read where her character development went, going back on a reread and knowing that information, that changed my perspective. But definitely on the first reread, the first reads, was not a fan.
I wouldn't have. That's fair. That's fair, Winter's Lady.
We've talked about that a lot, how your characters and your favorite characters depend on how old you were when you started reading the books, too.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite was Maureen, right from the beginning. I love the way they did these two.
They do it well.
Mat was one of my favorite characters and still is one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Maureen was just my favorite.
But he's also just kind of like me. So
I mean, there I don't think there's any characters I don't like. Even the villains. They're just so well written.
So hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already a mother of teenage children, so I was just like Team Tel'aran'rhiod all the way. Because it was like, these freaking kids.
No. The Madeline scenes in this season are just I'm with Guy. I'm pissed that they got snubbed in the award season for sure.
Right?
Yeah. Very sad.
Yes. This is another top I want to make. I want to make this top. Because I feel like I could wear it in
beautiful.
Real life.
And looks so much like armor.
It looks like a sweater because it's sweater weather. Sorry. I won't do it again.
It is here, Tom.
Sweater weather. It does look like it looks like cloth armor. It looks like a gamson or a coat, like, you know, that like an armor,
woven
like
leather,
yeah. But it's cloth, so it looks like the type of cloth armor that you would wear under armor.
The jerkin,
like, or a gamson or a long coat. And they do that with a lot of Maureen's outfits, which is fantastic. When she had the bolero, which also looked like leather armor, like it's
the shoulder
again
pieces.
fucking Sharon fucking ate this whole season, man. She's just if nothing else about this show should get recognized in like the awards stuff for like television, the costuming and the set design.
I will say, like, we just talked about Maddie, Sharon not get, or the costume department, not just Sharon, but the costume department not getting any nominations. And I think I've gone back and watched most of the or episodes of most of the shows that got nominated. It was like, seriously, that got nominated over this?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
The Crown, they had historically accurate costumes. Great. Those were from like the 80s and the 90s. Congratulations. Like,
just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
And the attention to details.
Yeah. And the artistic level that they have to go through with it because shirtless Yosha.
Yes.
They had to create all of this session. So, like, you know, it's not like they took it off the shelf. They had to make this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and even when they didn't, like,
speaking of making this shit, sorry.
Some of Maureen's sisters, I keep forgetting her name because, you know, she's a fake character.
Avenir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Some of her stuff was when Sharon had gone to some French secondhand markets and just saw these like lace things and repurposed them. A lot of the kimonos were repurposed from secondhand Japanese markets. So like they
Right.
they did create from scratch a lot of things, but they also took these very antique items and remade them into the costumes.
Yeah.
So.
It's a Dana Lou too. What's up, Dana Lou?
Dana Lou!
Yeah,
I just had a thought in that last scene. Do you have the teaser trailer stuff
for
Tom?
this for this one? Yeah,
for season 3.
Yeah,
because that headdress that Leandrin's got on in that scene, we've got in the teaser trailer, we see those bits over Al-Kedal, and we're presuming that it's Savannah. And I'm just thinking that headdress silhouette we can see is actually
yes, I know
quite similar.
I know what picture you're talking about. Yeah, give me a second.
It's actually quite similar. So are we going to see Landvi there, or is Savannah just going to have a similar look, or is it Savannah? Like,
that's a good question.
Kind of grabbed me seeing it this time.
Yeah. The one that the one that where everyone thinks it's Leandrin in the background. Is that the one you're talking about?
Where they're looking down over Al-Kedal, and you've
got
Couladin and
right,
Rand.
sorry.
Yeah, and you've got Couladin and Rand standing there, and then you can see where the clan chiefs are, and there's one figure that we've all kind of said that must be Savannah. But it's interesting because the silhouette is a similar style of headdress she's got on. Do you know the one I mean, Leigh-a?
Not off the top of my head.
Tom's looking. I presume.
Yeah, I got it. I just have to.
He's finding it for us.
I have so many pictures in my computer.
I know. It's like.
I will say, like, with my tattoo and just like all of the stuff that I have had more people in the last few weeks mention having seen, I saw an ad for the Wheel of Time. I feel like this season has maybe been promoted a little bit.
Is it this one?
I'm hearing it in the wild a little bit more.
No, it's out of the teaser.
Yeah, the one before this one, Tom. The teaser where we actually
see out of the teaser, not the full trailer.
Where we see Couladin and Rand at
yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And this is Wilder, for those of you who haven't met him yet.
Hold on.
He was my first Wheel of Time cat.
You gonna look at the camera? Good turn around. No.
Look at the camera, say hi.
Oh.
He's like, bitch.
He's like, how dare you?
He likes to snuggle in the armpit, so like he's not inclined to.
Yeah. My one of my cats does that too.
He also likes to motorboat.
That's funny. All right,
I was doing an episode of But Are We Dragons with Critter and Jessica Squeedeye. And he was just face planted right between my boobs the entire episode. And it's an audio only, but they just, Critter said when she went back to do it, she's like, I didn't realize when we were talking, but your cat is right there the whole time. I was like, yep.
Okay, that's the one. Yeah.
This one?
No, not that one, the other one.
This one.
Yeah, so you see to the left of the stairs, 2 figures to the left. Yeah, so no, it's actually more narrow than Landry's one.
More looks like.
Yeah. It was funny though, it was just when we saw that scene and I looked at it and I thought, oh, that's kind of reminiscent of. So what do you think, Leigh-a? You think that's Savannah? Because it has to be female. Like that one does not look like any of the clan chiefs we see lined up.
Much more feminine, but it just doesn't. I'm having a hard time in my head reconciling that from the rest of the Aiel costumes that we've seen so far. It's very different, but we've so far we've only seen really wise ones and warrior cultures. So, and something that I do like to like being one of the like
but you know, the adult doll,
they
that whole thing's happening. So who could be dressed
but maybe
differently and
maybe
add a clan chief's chair?
Yeah. So maybe like other workers in the social classes have like guild sort of attire. So maybe that's a Roofmistress headdress, or maybe
we know Savannah is a clothes horse. So like she, you know, will have she's gonna be decked out in whatever it is, and it's gonna be ridiculous. Like it's gonna be to a level of insanity. So I could definitely see her wearing a fucking crown that she stole off somebody or whatever, you know, like
some sort insane headdress.
Yeah.
Because they are the clan chief chairs, you know. So you've got your 8. So we presume that we'll have 8 clans. Is that right, Leigh-a?
Yes.
Like we've got 8 Forsaken, and so we've got 8 chairs, and one's got a feminine-looking person in front. So yeah,
definitely Savannah.
Yeah.
The lack, I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it. You know, there's 12 clans. You don't really need to have 12, like whatever. But one of the things I really liked about the Wheel of Time when I was younger, and I mean, I still love it. But one of the things that really drew me into it was Robert Jordan's use of real world mythology and real world cultures and stuff like that within the Wheel of Time. And the Aiel are based on obviously many different things, but one of the main things about the Aiel, their society, was that they were based on the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
So like the fact that, and the, you know, secret 13th one, which is, you know, a little bit of a spoiler, but if you know anything about the lore of the 12 tribes of Israel, you'll know that there's a secret 13th one as well.
That comes in with the column, so like you know about that. So that's not a spoiler.
Yeah, it's not really a spoiler. There was another thing, but also it's part of the real world mythology.
It's the mythology,
and of the tribes of Israel. So
taking
that out,
if you will.
taking that out, I feel like, you know, just it muddies it a bit, and it was one of the things that I really liked, and I feel like it's a loss for the story building of the Wheel of Time, for people to appreciate that level of intellectualness that Robert Jordan put into the creation of his thing. It's not like he just sat there and was like, oh, I think this will be cool. You know, like he had like a lot of research and thought. Yeah, I like that a lot.
He didn't just go, oh, squirrel, I'm not going to do that. No.
Exactly.
Let me draw a number out of a hat. 12 plus 1. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The Aiel stuff, obviously this season's gonna be heavily Aiel oriented. The other thing that I'm excited to see is how Ruidian looks comparatively to what we've seen of the Age of Legends in the show. We know Ruidian is built after the fall of the Age of Legends, during after the breaking. It's many, the breaking. It's many years later. But is the architecture going to be reminiscent of a more modern society, or is it going to already look like a, you know, more simple society? I'm curious about. 25 seasons with 25 episodes. Yeah,
those actors would be so old. They would have to. I mean,
and the like. Don't even get me started on the budget for the Wheel of Time. Like only 70 million, like bullshit. But if you extrapolated the budget for 8 episodes of 70 million, if you just double it to 140 million, you're still not at 25 episodes. So I can only imagine what a budget would look like for 25 episodes of these shows. But if it was the 90s, that's what we would have. We would have 25, 22, 27 episodes.
But then we would have Babylon 5 graphics.
Okay. I love Babylon 5.
I love Babylon 5, but like the CGI in that was
but to get into the same genre, we would have fucking Sword of Shannara from fucking MTV graphics, and I would not like that at all.
Yeah.
If anyone watched that show, I'm sorry, but also
I was told not to, so I have not.
Yeah, don't. It's terrible. There's really very little redeeming about it, other than
yeah,
it's fun to see some of the young actors.
Babylon 5. Don't watch Shannara.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Exactly. So one of the things that we started doing here toward the end of our show, thank you, first of all, for watching the episode with us. That was a ton of fun.
Pleasure.
Was our Inside the Dragonmount Studios celebrity, super amazing celebrity interviews, which Koala has done with us already. And if you want to see those, we actually are starting to clip them out of the episodes and make them their own little standalone videos that you could watch. So we have them. There's a playlist of them currently on the Dragonmount YouTube. Go and check them out. The very first one is Guy, because Guy did it at WatCon with us. So
nice.
But Leigh-a has not done that with us yet. So
I have not. I haven't been on since you've started doing that.
Yay.
It means I just need to come back on more often.
Exactly. Well,
there's a third season soon.
Yeah, of another show.
You're kidding me.
But what we usually, so just for future reference, for when Leigh-a does come back on for season 3, when we do have people on the show that have already done it, we have a handful of different Wheel of Time games that we play with them too. So we will do that at a later time. But we have to do our advertisements for next week. So the other thing that I like to do at the end of the show is advertisements coming next week. So we're going to be watching episode 6, and we're going to be watching it with the boys from Twatcast, which you can't see because there we go.
There we go.
The boys from Twatcast.
Oh man.
Yes. Sadly, Thom cannot make it. I specifically asked Joe to message his brother and be like, I want Thom to come because he hates the show.
Yeah.
And but he's good to talk to. He's one of the few people that I've talked to that hates the show as adamantly as he hates it, and is not like an annoying, toxic asshole about it. Like he has actual conversations, and I like talking to him about it. But sadly he cannot make it. So it is definitely going to be Joe and possibly a Jono as well. So that's fun to look. And we'll see. And Joe, I didn't upload it, but Joe sent me the I'm sorry Jono says horrible things picture so that I have it ready to go.
Good, because next week is a hard episode.
Yes, it is. It is going to be a rough
and
episode.
I can't what Jono is going to say. Just
I'm looking forward to it. The stuff that comes out of that man's brain, and if anyone hasn't seen any Twatcast stuff, you should go check it out. For Akeem's sake, they are full spoilers, so just fair warning. Jono says horrible things is the simplest way to put that. But if you've ever seen him and his wife together, they are 2 peas in a motherfucking pod.
Adorable. They are adorable, and she puts him in his place. Like, he'll say things that I'm just like, how is he married? And then when I met her, I was like, that's how he's married. Because she is the only person who would marry him.
Yeah, she says equally as horrible things. And it's fantastic.
It's hilarious.
And she just smacks him and he's like, okay. He's just like that, like little puppy.
True. That's just the role-playing game that they play in the bedroom. Anyway. Let's see.
I do not need that in my brain. Thom, why did you see that?
You're welcome. It's all right. We could just jump right into the interview now because you're in a total good headspace for that.
Oh, I got my own little graphic.
I know, right? It was so professional. Welcome to Inside the Dragonmount Studios, Roofmistress. It's fantastic. I love your horns as part of your Roofmistress canon now. That's part of the lore of Roofmistress Leigh-a is the horns.
It's just I like my accessories, so
absolutely.
Whenever I do something, I figured I would do something different than the tiara. I have an actual hat case full of tiaras that I bring around with me. As is appropriate, yes.
As one does. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I think there's like 15.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised there's not more. Like there should be more.
It's because I kind of cut myself off on buying more tiaras.
All right.
Until I either get a raise or get a new job.
That's the best statement. I kind of cut myself off on buying more tiaras. Like I love that. That's the greatest statement.
But Brother Dan's sister bought me a tiara at Jordan Con because I didn't want to buy one. She's like, I will buy you one. I was like, no, you don't have to. She bought it. Was so out of the blue.
That's cute.
I know.
Your tiara.
That's best friends forever.
It's I did buy the fawn. One of the fawn headbands, not a tiara.
Yeah,
fawn headband.
It's the head accoutrement. Okay, so Crystal, you want to start us off?
Sure. What is your favorite dinosaur?
So I'm going to say Velociraptor.
Okay.
Because
the Jurassic Park version of Velociraptor?
I mean the actual version of Velociraptor.
Okay.
The ones
so
with
the tiny ones.
Well, they're still they're not quite as big, but they're still like 5 foot. So they're not 7 feet, they're 5 feet. Yeah. Tall, but they're still like head to tail, they're probably 7, depending on the size. They still have the go fuck you.
Yeah.
And they've got pretty feathers.
Yes, we did find out they do have. Yes, they are feathered.
They're beautiful, but they're pack hunters. They are female dominant. So
as most are in the animal world.
Yeah. They're probably the most real world relevant that we have is a lion pack. So like the female lions go hunt and then the male lion goes over and okay, I'm gonna eat now.
We really should have had that in the past couple of months, just saying.
Great.
Just putting that out there.
All right, yeah. But
anyway.
Yeah, so and then
Raptor.
But still I like the Jurassic Park where they like where
clever girl.
The lead guy Grant.
Yeah.
Like talk to the little kid and when they're in the camp.
I'll cut you here or here. Yeah.
It's just so graphic.
It's fantastic. That's exactly. You should just do that to all kids. Just scare the shit out of them all the time.
Yeah. But they're very maternal. They take care of their kids.
Yeah.
They're community based, so they will cut a bitch, but they take care of their own.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite word?
You know my favorite word.
No, let everyone else know.
You.
Specifically directed.
Actually, I will say, when I was in the Navy, I was the damage control officer, and damage control officers were in charge of firefighting, casualty events, things like that. So. Thank God never had a helicopter crash on our flight deck. But we practiced those. And yeah, I know. But so they would have sailors play the victims and have these cards. And one of my favorite terms to say over the one, because you had to announce the casualties if you knew who it was. So there was this whole procedure. And so you would say, petty officer so-and-so, and I love the word abdominal evisceration, even though it's fucking disgusting and I hope nobody ever has it, but it was just so much fun to say abdominal evisceration.
That's fantastic.
Good one.
That's good. I like that. That is fun to say.
Right?
It paints a very vivid picture. It paints a very vivid picture, though.
All right. What is your least favorite word?
Pussy.
That's
even though I like saying it, I hate it also.
The context that people use it in, I'm like, that's not weak though. Have you they make people. There's nothing weak about that. I hate the context that people use.
And even when people joke about like, oh, you've got a lot of pussies because I have 4 cats. I'm like, yeah, like
Let's not though. Let's not
say I've got a lot of cats.
Thank you. Yes. The yeah, no, that's nope. And it's usually a particular I can't say words. A particular group of people that like to use them in that way. What is your favorite fantasy or just fictional replacement curse word? So like, you know, a word used in place of a curse word. Doesn't have to be from a book, could be from a television show, a movie, whatever.
You like fracking from Battlestar Galactica.
So popular.
Yes.
Yes.
And I will say, my parents who don't approve of how much I cuss will say frack all the time. I'm like, you know that's the same exact goddamn thing.
Yes.
Like, they are cussing in a show, and just because it's a fake word, it's still the same goddamn fucking thing. Goddamn fracking thing.
We have a bot.
We got a bot.
Yep.
Oh well, so remove that space then.
Exactly.
All right. What is an everyday sound that you love?
My cat's purring. And they all purr differently.
Of course. They all have their own voices.
They do. Yeah.
Is there an everyday sound that you dislike?
The idiots who at 3 a.m. in the morning, because I live on a couple of interesting fun straightaways, and that decide to have their race cars in the middle of a large city when there's no traffic, rev their engines like a vroom right through. Not my favorite. No. Yes, this apartment is not very well soundproofed, and it wakes me up. Not my fave.
No.
I feel very old every time I cringe at a loud like truck or car come down the road. I'm like, really, truly, it's unnecessary. No one has been able to tell me why they need to be that loud.
No, they don't. Well, like, and go, like, there's other places you can go. Like, just go somewhere else. The other least fav is I live a block and a half from one of the largest bars in DC. And so all the frat boys that decide to party till 3 a.m. in the morning, then come walk down my back alley at 2 or 3 a.m.
Very
on a weeknight when I'm trying to sleep.
Of course.
Because I got school in the morning, aka work.
Yeah, no. People, I don't know how to, I feel like you can't teach empathy to people, but like, you know, people are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Good for you for going out and having a good time. I don't want to yuck your yum, but also don't wake me up when I'm trying to sleep.
Shut up. Really?
Exactly.
Yeah. In a
go out, have
like,
fun.
You can see the houses.
Don't be a nuisance. Yeah. Don't be a menace to society, especially when you're drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So these next questions are all pertaining to like fictional properties and something. When did we start doing it? A couple weeks ago. Was it when we started the show? We decided some of the questions are going to be specifically about the show that we're watching. Okay. So this first one is Wheel of Time related. Who do you think, which character in the Wheel of Time show, so not the books, in the Wheel of Time show, would make the best roommate and why?
The best. Okay, so Elaine because of her homemade brew.
Okay.
And she obviously wants to help decorate. And she does.
It would look nice.
Yeah. And she seems empathetic. Like she might just say something and then you give her that look and she'd be like, oh, I just stepped on my privilege. I'm sorry.
Okay. If any Gilmore Girl fans here are going to appreciate this, the immediate thought that I had when you said, and you know, she has good taste or whatever, was how in the show The Gilmore Girls, if you haven't seen it, one of the characters goes to college and her grandmother is very rich, so she'll come home, she'll go to her apartment, and all of a sudden it'll be completely covered in new furniture again or something.
Yep.
I had that play out in my head was basically that that would happen with Elaine. That's what would happen. That's the same
that would be so. I would love that. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Me too.
I've had these chairs for almost a decade, and they are like they were really nice when I got them, but 7 cats later, they're not so nice anymore. Right. But at the moment, I can't afford to replace them because I still want to get nice shit. That's so I'm using my once nice furniture.
And you can't sit on tiaras.
No, that is not comfortable. I would not recommend that.
You shouldn't sit on tiaras.
This is not a Princess and the Pea situation.
I don't want to say can't, but
I would not recommend it.
Yeah.
But not kink shaming anybody. You do what you do. Yep. You do what you do.
Yeah. And is there a Wheel of Time character that you think would make a terrible roommate? A Wheel of Time TV show character that would make a terrible roommate?
I think Ivan would be too much of a stickler.
Okay.
So even though I would secretly hope that he would bring Alana and Maxim, and then maybe they'd be like, just come join us. I still wouldn't want a room with them. I would want a room with Maxim or Alana, not Ivan.
Yeah. As long as you're good with all the hookah smoke that would be in that room.
I'd be totally fine with that.
And there you go.
Well, but again, I don't feel like he would share.
Also, he is like, I feel like he'd be one of those guys that, and don't be wrong, it's good to have like a chore chart, but he would be the one that would, he would make the chore chart. He would monitor the chore chart. Yeah, there would be stickers. Like he would chide people for not.
Oh, if you didn't make your bed, he would be so mad.
Not even do the chore, but he's like, you didn't mark down that you did it, so I did it, and then I marked it down.
And I'm kind of a clutter person, and he would not appreciate that.
No.
So if my clothes didn't make it into the laundry hamper,
he would burn them.
Yeah, well, and then he'd get mad because I didn't separate the clothes when I did laundry.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like it was like Gen Z. What do you mean separate clothes? Like, and it was hilarious. Because no one does that shit anymore.
When they're new, you separate them. Like, yes, when you first buy them, separate them. But there is actually no reason not to. We've got good enough laundry detergent technology these days that it's fine. You just throw them. Don't put towels in with your nice clothes.
Right.
It's just funny. It's another identifier of like, young people and old people. Like, like if you ask a young person, okay, here, how about this? Leah, if you needed to mime to me that you're going on the phone, what would you do? Exactly. Now, if you ask somebody that is below the age of 20 to do that, they go like this.
Yep. Or maybe.
Oh my God, do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that this is like separating your laundry is another one of those things, and it's funny. It's just funny to me. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, that's enough of that tangent.
But Ivan would be mad if you didn't separate it.
You absolutely would. He would be one of those people for sure.
All right. So this does not have to be the show, right?
No, it could be anybody.
Okay. So have you ever had a crush on a fictional character from any realm of fiction? Well, who and why? You have to pick. Just you can't give us 20.
Okay, here. I think I might want to amend this question slightly because this is more of an interesting. I think it's funny. Who is the first crush you could think of having that is a fictional character from like Baby Leia?
Oh, what was that undersea show? It was the other JTT. So not the Home Improvement JTT.
Not Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
No, not Jonathan. There was another JTT. That was from this undersea show where they lived in this undersea structure, and he was BFFs with the dolphin that had the echolocation.
Flipper?
No, it wasn't Flipper.
Flipper did not have echolocation.
Yes, dolphins do.
Well,
Crystal.
but
they could talk. Like when he came into the facility, it translated what he was saying. Brandis? Really? Jonathan Brandis? Sequest. Yes.
Jonathan Brandis. There we go.
Oh, I guess it wasn't a JTT. It was the other Jonathan.
Okay,
so,
Sequest. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Okay. Cute. Awesome.
Yes.
And then, can you think of one now? Do you have any crushes on any fictional characters right now?
So many.
Right.
That's just
too many.
Difficult. Too many.
Yeah,
Too many.
That's why I feel like asking from when you were a kid will produce a more fun answer. I like.
Yes.
This. You were my experiment, Leigh-a.
Okay, that's well, and today there's just so many.
There's so many. Well, you've consumed so much media since then.
And like I read a lot of books. My New Year's resolution last year was my year of rereads. So I reread all the Wheel of Time, the entirety of the Cosmere, and all of the Expanse books.
Wow.
And I feel like there was something else. But yeah, so and a couple of other books. So I figured this year I'm not going to reread anything. I want to get all new books. And Fantastic. I've already done 27 books.
Awesome.
This year so far.
Awesome. Right, that's fucking awesome.
I'm going to ship you my child, and then I will be able to read again. So that's awesome.
I also live by myself. I don't have a car. So like I just listen to audiobook. No, I don't know. I like cats. I'll babysit on occasion as long as I don't have to do diapers.
There he is. He's back.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Baby Luna.
If you were given the opportunity to join a group, like a specific group, or assume a job from any realm of fiction, what would you want to do or join?
It's hard. So the two that immediately pop into my head was the crew of the Battlestar Galactica and the crew from Mistborn.
Okay.
Yeah, so, the original trilogy. Also, Wax and Wayne would be really fun.
Wax and Wayne are fantastic. Okay.
Well, actually, Wax and Wayne, because, grumpy old men, Wax and Wayne, they drink a lot. I want to do that one. And they shoot guns.
Okay. Would you then, Battlestar Galactica, are you a fighter pilot or are you working on Galactica?
So as the person who used to be the person who worked on the ship, and I really appreciate the way that they did that, I want to be the fighter pilot out there.
Okay. So you're not going to be with Chief in the hangar bay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Actually, my job would have been in CIC pressing the buttons.
Okay.
Like if you did an equivalent of what I did in the Navy.
All right, cool. And then
which was cool. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. The what was the other show you said? My brain.
Either the Era 1 or Era 2 Mistborn.
Mistborn. Okay, so if you were in Mistborn, what would your I knew I had a question, I just forgot it. What would your misting power be?
So I think Era 1's probably easier.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously I'd want to be a Mistborn.
If you had to pick one though.
Yeah, so if I had to have just the singular, I think I'd like to do the push on emotions, which
copper, I think, or bronze. It's copper or bronze.
I can't remember. I can't keep those straight. But yeah, so the ones that like the easer. So the ones that like calms your emotions, reduces the emotions a little bit.
Okay. Cool.
Nice. Is there a job in any realm of fiction that you think would be the very worst job to have? Like, what would you not want to do?
I mean, anything where you're cleaning up bodies or bodily fluids or anything like that is just...
cleaning up after any fight that more than 2 Trollocs have been in.
Or poo.
Trollocs.
There's lots of poo in the fighting too.
There's poo.
They don't talk about it, but it's in the fighting too, because that happens when you die.
So puke, poo, and like blood.
Fair.
Thank you.
And then the deepest question we have, is there a specific portrayal of the afterlife from any form of fiction or mythology that you would hope to be true when it is your time?
Right now I've been reading a lot of Greek.
Okay.
Like pseudo-Greek, and so that's what's sticking in my head. I don't think that's my answer, but off the top of my head, that's the only, because there's not a lot of afterlife that I can think.
I mean, the people die in all of our stuff, so whatever happens to them.
Well, they die, yeah, but there
it doesn't have to be an actual afterlife, just whatever happens when you die.
Yeah, some sort of just you go to the light, or I think that's more I guess it's that generic, you just go on to somewhere better. And
so more like you're talking about Mount Olympus or Elysium and
Elysium.
Yeah, okay.
So and then people who do
Valhalla.
shitty stuff get their
go in the other
reward.
direction.
Yeah. There's some sort of fair judgment out there.
Okay.
Well, but there's also a neutral realm, you didn't do great, so, but you also didn't do bad. It's not so black and white. That
fair.
There's a middle ground.
There's a middle ground. All right. Okay. I like that. Well, thank you very much. And also now we have to see if there's still a koala lurking in our backstage. Let's see. Yay! Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for hanging out backstage.
Oh,
I did get a kick at watching you.
Answers.
Yeah, I did. I got a kick at watching you giggle in the background. I enjoyed that. That's a little advantage of being playing host on the show, is I get to watch everyone backstage when they're backstage and laugh, and that's my.
And they're picking their nose.
Exactly. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. So remind everybody, we're going to be hanging out with Twatcast next week, watching episode 6, and that's going to be fun. We're definitely getting a Joe and possibly a Jonah. What is the next thing that you guys are doing that everyone can see where you are at? How about you, Koala? What's your next? Is it a podcast, or are you? What are we going to see?
Yeah, a bit of podcast, bit of video. So I've still got a few trailer breakdowns to do. I want to try and put the walk through the glass column bits that we've seen so far into the correct order, and examine the 3 different costumes that Moraine wears in everything we've seen so far, and try to figure out what the hell is going on with that Choden ball, because it's got me a bit intrigued. So I'll be playing with some of those things, and we do have we've got quite a few episodes. We're sort of doing some bonus episodes with Delving the Chronicles. So Zul and I did a trailer reaction that'll come out next week, when we wouldn't normally have an episode. We normally do an episode every 2 weeks. So we wanted to do a podcast, but we decided to not make it too much pressure. So we decided to make it second weekly, but we've been doing some bonus episodes because it's such a feast. So yep, that'll be keeping me going.
We got links in the Discord. I mean, I did it again in the YouTube description of the video. So make sure to go check the links.
Beautiful.
Again. What about you, Leah? What are you doing?
So every Thursday you can find me on the Valkyrie Talks channel. We do a live show called ThreeFolkTalk. where it's kind of a variety show. We've been very focused, obviously, on the upcoming TV show that's coming out. I know, right? Crazy. This week we're going to have Allie and Gus on. Yeah, it's very exciting. Also, as Dana Lou has put in the chat, I am a guest on the Nights Who Say Chill, which is on right now to Verin Tavern's channel, but it's part of the Wheel and Chill. They do a D&D game, and so I'm filling in for Critter while she's out on maternity leave.
Yay!
That's a lot of fun. And then hopefully Thom and I, we're going to be playing hopefully this weekend. Don't want to jinx it, knock on wood.
I'll be there.
Game. Yeah, so we can get back. Like I've got a Wheel of Time D&D 4th Age campaign. We've had a lot of scheduling issues, so it's been a while since we...
In true Dungeons & Dragons fashion.
Exactly. So we're hoping to get back into it. Hopefully we're going to sync up our schedules, and hopefully that'll be coming out sooner rather than later.
Woo-hoo. And that will also be... the link to that is also in the description, and ThreeFolkTalk.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with us. My character in that is a Ogier, which is a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm. Nice. The Michael Livingston type character, yes.
Yeah. I've been I've played the Wheel of Time. I've played Wheel of Time tabletop games for years. I've always wanted to play an Ogier, and I've never played an Ogier. When I started playing, it was my friend's older brother was the GM, and he was a dick. I mean, he still is a dick, but he was then too. And he was like, "No, you Ogier."
And you're so good at it too. Just like this. I honestly, when he's talking, I'm just like, okay.
I do get into character.
My reaction is like,
he talks slow.
It's hilarious.
He goes on tangents. I don't even have to act that much because he does like to explain and go on tangents.
It's perfect. It's so perfect.
Are all Ogier autistic? Is that?
Well, and there's me like, okay, let's get to the next part, and then Thom's, and I'm just like, it's perfect, but fuck you.
All right, and that's because we love each other.
We do.
Right.
I have one question for Leigh-a, if I may.
Sure.
When I was hearing you answering the questions, I couldn't work out, was I hearing wrong, or is it just your pronunciation there? You said a word I believe means cat.
Yeah, there is a word.
Can you say it again?
I forgot what you're talking about.
No, I just want to hear the way you say it, because then I can tell you how we would say it here.
Oh, okay.
Pussy?
How did you say it?
Pussy?
It really sounded to me like you said pussy.
Okay.
That's why I had to ask, because I was thinking, did she say pussy? Because we would say pussy. Okay. So, just sorry to bring that up, but there you go. How's that for an ending to the show?
Getting Koala Sedai say pussy on camera twice is fantastic. Thank you. I love you. I love both of you so much. I love all of you awesome nerds too. Everyone in chat, I love everybody. Oh God, we're ridiculous. Say goodnight, Crystal.
Good night, Crystal.